And we're going to use that tower that's off the wing right there as our pylon. And just for demonstration purposes, we're just going to fly a circle around that so we could show the applicants how to properly maintain the pylon. Pivotal altitude out here is about 1,800 feet. It's going to vary depending on your ground speed. You're not supposed to look at GPS for ground speed. You're supposed to look out the window and feel the airplane. So we're going to come up on pivotal altitude. And the object in this maneuver is to make it appear as if your wingtip is just pivoting off of your reference point. It should just pivot, like the old toy airplanes that were on a string that you flew around in a circle. There's a string attached to that pylon there, and we're tethered to that pylon, and it should be just off the wingtip. Now, the common errors I see are people climbing and descending at 1,000 feet a minute or going like this with the yoke. And really all you need to do is just do this one, H1 pylons. And your altitude does change a little bit, but very minimum, and it's based on ground speed. And on a day like today, it's probably not going to change much at all. You don't need to be fighting the yoke. You don't need to be climbing or descending at 1,000 feet a minute. You just want to keep that off your wingtip. Nice and smooth. You don't need to maintain altitude. It's supposed to vary a bit depending on the wind, but it should not vary by a whole lot. And it should just be pivoting off there. Your bank angle changes. When you're on the upwind side, you get a little closer. When you're on the downwind side, you get a little wider. And we're just making sure that we're still pivoting off that. We're not trying to keep an equal distance. We're just trying to keep our wing pivoting off of that pylon, and really helps if you're trimmed up, and pretty much just let go of the airplane and make small adjustments with trim or the yoke to keep it on the pylon. If it gets in front of us like this, we're supposed to lower the nose a little bit. Watch, we lower the nose and it comes right up on the center of the wingtip again. But again, it's just real small adjustments. Nothing real abrupt. We're still roughly at 1,800 feet. We're pivoting off of that pylon. We let go of the yoke and do nothing, and the airplane will do the maneuver for you on your check ride. Folks need to remember on check rides, the least you do with the throttle and the yoke, the better. The airplane's going to be smoother. If you're going like this with the throttle and this with the yoke, it's not what it's supposed to be. The least you do with the throttle and the yoke, you just set it and hold it here and make small adjustments. Now look, we're getting a little wider, so I guess the winds are out of the southwest today, and that's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be wider on the downwind side, and we get closer on the upwind side. And we're not touching the yoke, and we're pivoting off the pylon. My hands are nowhere near the yoke. And show them the altimeter here, and I'm not touching the yoke, and we're flying the pylon. Perfectly off the pylon with no pilot input. We're right on the pylon, right where we should be. This is how easy it is.